All right. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah Ussery. I live in Midlothian, Texas, and I have the pleasure tonight to share with you guys about omegas. And it's what our heart desires and what our heart needs. And I'm a pharmacist by background, and I currently work for a pharmaceutical company. And I'm really excited to explore the world of omegas with you this evening. So thank you for joining. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. Okay, so fatty acids are, you may have heard of, they play an important role in our overall health. Really, it's, you may have heard of them, but you may not really know exactly what they are. Fatty acids are really important for a lot of vital functions in our body, specifically those that are normal to brain health, as well as our immune system, our respiratory system, and just all of our vital organs are crucial. Fatty acids are crucial, play a crucial role in their function. So there really are two fatty acids termed essential fatty acids that your body does not produce on its own. And essential fatty acids have to be ingested. So the ones that we're going to really focus most of the evening on are omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Those are that your human body cannot produce on their own. And they're important for all different functions. We'll talk about that on the next slide, but some of which include brain function, immune system function, brain development, as well as cardiovascular function. So when we transition to this next slide, you'll see kind of the benefits around omega-3s. And actually, omega-3s are the most studied of all the omegas to date. There's actually over 8,000 studies that are published about omega-3s. And you can see the health benefits listed here on this slide. So what we mostly know about omegas is the heart health benefits. But also really important, omegas are really important in brain development, especially in pregnant mamas and young children in that mental health status there that you see listed. It is also important for weight management and maintaining a healthy waist size. It helps decrease liver fat, support infant brain development, like I mentioned, and fight inflammation. Also, it has a role based on data to prevent dementia and promote bone health, as well as prevent asthma or reduce symptoms of asthma. So a lot of great benefits of omega-3s. And these are why, like I mentioned, they're essential. We don't get them, just our body doesn't produce them normally. So we do have to ingest them in some form or fashion. So the American Heart Association actually recommends a diet that is rich in fatty fish, salmon, such as salmon, herring, sardines, tuna, and they recommend that you consume those items in order to get adequate amounts of omega-3 at least twice a week. And while these foods are really high in omega-3, I personally think that the recommendation of fish is not necessarily the best because of the fact that we know that fish can be contaminated and may be very high in mercury. And so this can have detrimental health effects, of course, because of that. And so omega-3s actually can be found in Mother Nature outside of fish. And this is actually where the algae from the ocean comes into play. And the algae is actually where the fish get their omega-3s, so they don't actually produce them themselves. And then algae is known to be anti-inflammatory and help to reduce blood clots. And omega-3s derived from algae have been shown to support healthy pregnancies. They've shown data on cardiovascular health and improved memory. And since the human body can't produce those omega-3s, like I said, these fats are referred to as essential fats, meaning that we have to get them in our diet. And so eating things such as green leafy vegetables that you see pictured here on this slide, as well as grains, nuts, even different oils and seeds, like flaxseed, contain lots of omega-3s. And so it's important to get a diet rich in these different plant-based omegas. Uh-oh, what's going on here? All right, sorry about that. Okay, so looking a little bit further down the road into the other essential omega for our body, that's omega-6 that we can't produce on our own. And it's actually the second most researched omega that is out there to date. It has the second most amount of research next to omega-3s. There are multiple studies that have found that omega-6 fatty acids can reduce inflammation as well as support cardiovascular health, specifically by helping our body to maintain normal lipid levels, so normal fat levels that can stay in the normal healthy range. Omega-6, like omega-3 fatty acids, are polyunsaturated fatty acids, and these fats are primarily used for energy in our body. Omega-6 fatty acids are also essential, like I mentioned, so you definitely need to obtain them from your diet. And there are certain foods that contain more omega-6s, such as leafy vegetables. There's grains. A lot of the grains that I mentioned previously also contain omega-6s. The leafy vegetables include lettuce, broccoli, kale, and any of those certain raw vegetable oils that you can get also in the stores. All right, so we talked about omega-3s, we talked about omega-6s. Let's also talk about some of the other omegas that are important in our diet. Omega-5 and 7 is one of the areas where increasing research is taking place to understand kind of their role, as well as omega-9 that you see listed on this slide. So omega-5 and 7 may help with skin health. They've found data around that, as well as hair growth, and could help in regulating blood sugar levels. Omega-5 and 9 have also been detailed to help our bodies effectively respond to inflammation and play a role just generally in immune response, so important in immune regulation. One thing that all the omegas have in common really is that on average, people typically don't get enough omegas in their diet. And so these are very important nutrients that we need to think about maybe potentially supplementing. And that's one way that we can do that is by not only eating more in our diet of these grains, these leafy vegetables, these oils, and including those in our diet, but really understanding exactly in a little bit more detail where we can get these specific omegas. And I already mentioned to you, omega-3 is found in a lot of fish products such as salmon. Most people know of salmon to be high in omega-3s, and other fish such as cod. But it's also found in, like I mentioned earlier, flaxseed and seaweed. When you think about the other omegas that may be a little bit less common, you see listed here, you can see the omega-5 is found in a number of oils such as coconut oil, pomegranate oil, and also grain-fed dairy products. Omega-6 in almonds and eggs, poultry, whole grains, and seeds. And then omega-7 you can find in macadamia nuts, which I love macadamia nuts, so I could eat a ton of those. As well as avocados are really high in omega-7. Sea buckthorn oil, which is actually in a product we'll talk about here in a minute. And omega-9 also you can get in macadamia nuts and other seeds and salmon. And it's the product that I'm alluding to is that omega blend, the Juice Plus Omega blend, which actually contains all 5 of these omegas, omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 can be found in this, or are found in this product. So it's actually a 100% plant-based product. We've learned that the #1 supplement that our customers, our Juice Plus customers specifically take, in addition to our Juice Plus vegetable, fruit, and berry blends, is an omega fatty acid supplement of some kind, usually containing at least a high level of omega-3s. And so Juice Plus Company did a great job with developing an omega blend that takes omega supplements to a whole new whole food level, which is what's amazing about these are 100% plant-based. So they take out the middleman of the fish and they go straight to the sources of omegas 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 that are naturally found in plant-based contents. So this is a blend that you see here. This is a picture of these omegas. You can actually chew them and they kind of have a citrus taste, unlike the fishy taste that you may be used to from other omega supplements. But our omega, it contains these ingredients you see listed here. So again, without the fish, we have algae source, we have sea buckthorn berry oil, tomato seed oil, and pomegranate oil, as well as raspberry seeds and safflower seed oil. And this provides a very pure, sustainable source of omega-3s, specifically from the algae oil, which is that, the main content of omega-3s in the product, because we don't have to sacrifice fish to make this product. So we also include, the product is also produced by cold press procedures. So you're not degrading any of the product in it by, a lot of the omega blends are made through heat press procedures. And so you actually can degrade some of the omegas, whereas ours is done by cold press procedures from 5 seeds and berries, which are naturally occurring, like I said, in the environment. So we all really need to eat better. This probably is a nice picture of the average American diet, unfortunately. We especially need more nutrition, such as fruits and vegetables, because what's fast and easy is what we end up going towards, right? So we should be eating twice as much omega-6s as omega-3s. But in today's world, fast food, frozen entrees, high-calorie snacks, we're just not able to get that balance. And we should be eating 15 times more omega-6 than 3s. And Washington, D.C. Center for Genetics, Nutrition, and Health suggests that eating omega-6 and omega-3 in the wrong proportions can actually negate the health benefits. So I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be counting the amount of omega-3s and 6s I'm getting in my diet, even if I'm not eating the average American diet. So it is important, I think, for all of us to be bridging the gap with an omega product. And I highly recommend our Juice Plus Omega Blend because of many of the things that I already mentioned about its benefits. It's being the fact that it's 100% plant-based, whole food nutrition. It's sustainable, it's pure. It gives a full spectrum of omegas, which can help with the heart, brain, joint, skin function. It's, like I said, cold press, and the capsules are even vegetarian. It's also gluten-free, and it's really the perfect complement to our Juice Plus line of products, which includes our Juice Plus Whole Food Nutrition product line of 30 fruits and vegetables and berries in a capsule form that you see detailed on this slide. So it's a nice complement to that, because you can see that now you're getting even more nutrients out in addition to those 3 different blends that we have on the line right now. It's really the Juice Plus Fruit and Vegetable Berry Blend is really the next best thing to fruits and veggies. These are foundational products, like I mentioned, and they help bridge the gap in our diet, because we don't get enough fruits and veggies in our diet. And obviously, I already told you we don't get enough omegas in our diet as well, because of the average American diet not consuming many fruits and veggies, as well as oils and grains, like I mentioned. There are a lot of nutritional products out there, but Juice Plus really is unique in 3 ways. It's food, it's not a vitamin, it's not a synthetic product. It's all from what I call God's earth, what He's created. So it's all natural. It has a nutrition label, not a vitamin supplement label. So it's the same label you'll see really on a bag of frozen peas that you were to get at the supermarket. It's the same nutrition label as you see on our products. It's also NSF certified, which is a private company that certifies Juice Plus products to be sure that what is in the labels actually, or on the labels, actually in the product. And that really helps with the stringent testing, in addition to make sure that there's not pesticides, mold, bacteria, or any stimulants inside the product. And there's no warning label on Juice Plus. It's safe for all ages. They say from the womb to the tomb, pregnant, nursing mothers, children, elderly, and even professional athletes take this product. And Juice Plus is the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world. And that was one of the reasons as a pharmacist that I said yes to the products when I first heard about them, is because of the research behind the products. And what's wonderful is our company is continuing to produce more research, the Juice Plus company, even with the Omega Blend. So more to come. But this kind of highlights some of the research and the centers around the world that have this research been conducted in. So many major medical centers around the world And now we have this product's been out for that you see detailed here for over 20 years. We have almost 40 publications of research in peer-reviewed journals, which is the highest standard of publications that you can get. And so these are gold standard studies that have been conducted. I've heard about MD Anderson from people for years and about the credibility of that hospital. Obviously, I didn't mention this, but I'm in the pharmaceutical industry, but also I work in the oncology space, so I know MD Anderson very well. And how impressive is it that MD Anderson has done research with this product and endorses this product? And something else that we always joke about is just go and ask Google or ask Siri. Go type in Google or ask Siri, what is the most researched nutritional product in the world, and see what it says. This talks a little bit about some of the highlights from the research that we have to date on our product. The research has been done in many different age groups of patients, many different populations, healthy people, unhealthy people, as well as pregnant women, which isn't very common for pregnant women to have research studies done with them. And what has been proven is gold standard studies is that Juice Plus is absorbed into the body, it gets into the bloodstream, and it works at the cellular level just like fruits and veggies do. And you see some of those health benefits listed here for Juice Plus, for the Juice Plus products. In fact, we are endorsed by many doctors, healthcare providers around the world. So Dr. David Phillips is one of those, and he says, he's a well-known physician and says there is no comparison to Juice Plus. This is absolutely one of the most unique, most researched nutritional product in the world. So I don't know about you, but that's definitely a ringing endorsement in my mind. So like most diet-related phenomenons, of course, the reality is that people just can't, won't, and don't get enough omegas in their diets, especially high-quality plant-based sources. So like our foundational fruit, veggie, and berry blend products that I already mentioned, Juice Plus Omega Blend really helps to also bridge the gap between what people should eat and what people are actually eating every day. So omegas fit in perfectly with our 3 other blends as a 4th blend we like to call the quad in order to bridge that gap in our diet. So now I'm going to transition over to my mom, Susan, who's going to share her story with us. Go ahead, Mom.
Thanks, Sarah. Well, everybody, I had a big health scare in 2016. I had a heart attack. Pretty shocked for that to have happened. Kind of took a couple of days to figure out what was going on with me. But they took me in the cath lab and put in 5 heart stents and came out of the lab in good shape. Doctor said, well, you're real lucky, very lucky. You don't have any permanent damage to your heart, but you need to make some changes. You definitely need to look at your diet, see what you're doing, make some changes in your overall health, pay attention to it. And so I didn't know what that meant really. I guess I have to eat better, and I kind of started off trying to do that, eat healthy, which is a challenge because I didn't really know what that meant. Trying to get more fruits and veggies in my body, but I wasn't very creative about it. And but kind of living along. And then my daughter, Sarah, who's hosting this call, kind of suggested that maybe I want to take a look at Juice Plus. She'd learned about it from a college friend. And I took a look at it and I thought, wow, look at all these fruits and vegetables in a capsule. How easy can this be to get this kind of nutrition in my body? I mean, I could not do it myself, honestly. And I wasn't after you have a heart attack, you're kind of like in shock and you're kind of down. And I thought, I just can't do this by myself. I need some help. And after looking at the research, I said, well, this is a no-brainer. I have to add this to my diet. I've got to do this. And I did. And, I started within a month or 2 feeling better. I don't know what was going on inside my body, but I was feeling better, more energetic, and less inflammation in my joints. So that was a nice side benefit. I didn't really expect that. But then I visited the cardiologist because I have to do that every 6 months when you have a heart attack. And he said, my blood work's great. He was very pleased with everything. My blood pressure was down. He took me off one of the heart medications, and we talked about Juice Plus, and I told him what I'd been doing. He said, well, it sounds like you found a real nice solution to help you with your diet, and keep doing it. And so, I did. And the longer I was on it, the better I felt. And I think the one thing is I felt like I was now in control of my health. I could do something to stay healthy, and I could take charge of that. And so I think that motivated me to do more. And then when the omegas came out later, I think in 2017 is when they came out. I mean, I jumped on those because, I knew how important omegas were to the heart, especially the studies that they had on that. And I thought I have to add that to my diet. And I did. And now I double it because I want even more. I take 4 instead of 2 every day. And it's helped. It's helped tremendously. I mean, I just went to the doctor about a week ago, and I got my lab results back, and it was great. Everything, cholesterol's in good. I'm within the norms. My panels are good, so I've got good liver and kidney function. My blood count is great. I mean, the doctor said, "Hey, you're doing great. Just keep doing what you're doing." And that's what I'm doing. I turned 69 2 months ago, and I can't do anything about getting older, but I can do something about being healthy while I get older. And I have a lot to want to do that. I have almost 4 grandsons, one on the way, and that's a big motivator for me to stay healthy because I don't want to spend my years of getting older and I'm at the doctor all the time. I'm sick, or I'm incapacitated, or I don't want to get out and do anything because I don't feel good. I want to feel good, and I want to get out there. I want to live life, and I want to see these grandsons and see how they turn out. So I'm just I'm focused on taking care of my health now, and I should have done that before, but I'm so grateful for Juice Plus that came into my life because it's made such a difference in just my overall health, my overall mindset about taking care of my body, eating right, and getting the right kind of nutrition into my system. So it's just been wonderful, and I'm blessed to be on it, and I'm so happy to have shared my story here tonight. Thank you, Sarah.
Awesome. Thank you, Mama. Great job. Your story is such a testimony to the power of this product, but also just the power of whole food nutrition. So thanks for sharing. I just wanted to wrap this up by just giving you a few take-home messages here. I think what's beautiful about our product is that we don't have to take separate omegas. It's all in one. There's 5 omegas within the Juice Plus Omega Blend. And it's relatively new, as I mentioned, to our entire product line, which is a very narrow product line. But it represents our continuing commitment really to help bridge the gap and jumpstart health changes in your life. So what I would like to just end with is that I'm just so thankful to be a part of this community. And truly, we are all about inspiring healthy living around the world. And people are waking up that we really need take the responsibility for our health and our family's health. We need to be taking charge of that. We invite you to join us as we take healthy back together. So please talk to the person who invited you to this event to get more information and answer any questions you have. And thank you so much for joining us this evening. Good night.